I'm Felicia.
And I'm Ian.
And we are the Paranormal Lovers.
Hello, paranormal dudes, dudettes, and dudays. Welcome back to another episode of the Paranormal Lovers.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Thanks for joining us this week for another episode 97.
Yeah. Wow. Getting close.
That's insane. We are getting close, but I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little heads up. We're going to take a break the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
A little holiday break, a little mental health break. Just need a little break. So we will be back first week of January after this.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and get some business out of the way before Ian starts his episode. If you are a fan of history and want to learn about things that you will not learn about in school, give our new show, Rethinking Our History, a listen. We've got, what are we up to? 15 episodes?
15, yeah.
About everything from events that have happened in the world to people who have changed the world that you may not know about. Sorry, I had a brain fart. I don't have any notes up, so I have to think about what to say again. If you could be so kind, give us a follow on social media, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Search for the Paranormal Lovers in the search bar. We are also on Blue Sky. You have to search for PARANORMLOVERS. Paranormal Lovers, kind of smushed together. It's the same in the hashtag on Instagram.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Sorry, guys. I'm having lots of brain farts today.
Also, leave us a comment because, I know that YouTube, the algorithm, relies a lot on comments and interactions in your posts.
We have videos on YouTube too, so you can search for the Paranormal Lovers in the search bar and get videos to both episodes. If you would like to support the podcast, we have two ways you can do so. We have a merch store at paranormallovers.threadless.com where you can get new Christmas 2024 collection. You can still buy those 2 hurricane recovery relief designs, which the proceeds will go directly to local relief organizations. We also have a Patreon at patreon.com/the paranormal lovers, where you get early unedited access to unedited videos of both shows, as well as 2 stickers per month, one from the merch store and one handmade by that guy.
Hey.
Right over there. Hey. And just the email, right? Yeah. Finally, if you have a topic request, whether that be paranormal, true crime, or historical, you have... That's not right. Jesus Christ, y'all. I'm so sorry. It's been 2 days since my mother's death anniversary, and my brain is not working right. If you have a personal story, whether it be paranormal, true crime, historical, if you have a topic request, or you just want to yell at us for our super liberal views, email us at theparanormallovers@yahoo.com. Now I'm going to sit back, shut up, let this man tell us a story.
All right. Episode 97. So, if you guys have ever seen the movie The Abyss from the 1980s, you're probably wondering what's lurking beneath the sea. Are there UFOs in wait at the bottom of the Mariana Trench? Because that was the basis of that movie.
No. It's entrance. It goes, and they go in, and it goes.
I get to that. There are so many places at the bottom of Earth's oceans that we probably will never know because it's just so much unknown down there. Leslie and Stephen Shaw believe that all of these UFOs are coming from the Earth's oceans and remote cave entrances. They believe that aliens that we know of today are not visiting from space, but from below the Earth's surface. A lot of naval officers have seen some weird shit during their time aboard naval vessels,
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm doing this episode on USOs. Unidentified submerged objects.
I'm sorry, did you decide to do this when I sent you that message the other day?
It kind of gave me the idea, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I was listening to the latest episode of Sinisterhood. They actually just did a two-part series on Immaculate Constellation, about those congressional hearings, where the dude was telling them that, like, yeah, we've seen aliens. There's aliens up there. There's aliens down there. There's aliens over there. We got aliens over here. Y'all go listen to them. They're great. Sinisterhood's great. But yeah, and they were like USOs, and I was like, USOs. I didn't realize that was a thing.
Now, if you haven't listened to our episode where me and Felicia interview Leslie and Stephen Shaw, go back and check it out. They have a lot to say about USOs.
Yeah, I believe it's somewhere around episode 39. It's not actually a numbered episode, it's an extra episode as we guest hosted on Paranormal Misfits. So
Yeah. They even have a book about the subject if you guys want to check it out. I forget the title of it. It's like Aliens and Where We Are Now.
it's like who they are and what they want.
That's it.
Yeah. They also just started a television show. You guys can go give them a follow on Instagram. It's leslie.shaw.author. Yeah, go give them a follow. Like I said, they have a new TV show on
Yeah.
one of those UFO channels. I don't know which one it is,
Mhm.
but go give them a follow.
Yeah, go check it out.
Hi, Leslie. Hi, Steven.
Also, check out our episode about UFOs along the coast of North Carolina. There are several stories in that where that I read where people have witnessed UFOs entering and exiting the ocean off the coast of North Carolina.
Yeah, and just
It's a
to
local thing.
just to clarify about Leslie and Stephen Shaw, their theory is just a real quick blip. Something like 130,000 years ago, humanity split. Some of them went underground, some of them stayed above ground. The ones above ground got decimated or pretty much decimated, and that's how we came to be. The ones that went underground are an advanced race of humans, and that's the ones that we're going to kind of be talking about.
Yeah. Now, there are plenty of undiscovered animals and creatures that exist still in the Earth's oceans.
I know you're all
There's
you always. I'm so sorry. I keep interrupting you. You always be talking about the sky. You know how much I'm like, I want to know what's down there. You know how I feel about the ocean.
Yeah, and so I mean, there's undiscovered species all the time. There's actually a bunch in the ocean or the island of plastic. There's like
There's like
thousands of
new
new species
species.
there.
Yeah.
Uh, but in 1978, the USS Stein was at sail when something seemed to be causing interference with the ship's sonar. Uh, they were getting increasing noise coming through. Upon further investigation, they found that the rubber coating on the sonar dome had been damaged. The damage was due to several sets of claw marks. Now, these claw marks were consistent with a certain tentacled creature,
I'm sorry. What was the name of that ship again?
the USS Stein. Uh, they were consistent with a certain tentacled creature, a squid. Only
Giant squid.
these were way too big to be a squid. The claw marks matched specimens that had been collected by scientists, but were giant in comparison. To me, it screams Kraken. Only, oh well. On another occasion in 1976, a torpedo recovery boat was doing oceanic research. They had been using an old cargo parachute to drag behind the boat to anchor them, kind of a makeshift sea anchor. Uh, well, while dragging the parachute in the sea behind them, it got snagged on something big. It it had to be big because the ship struggled to move against the weight of the object. They tried using the ship winch to pull whatever it was in, but the object struggled until finally they were able to get it aboard. The crew of the ship had caught a never before seen mega mouth shark.
Nice.
It was 15 feet long and weighed about 750 pounds, which is like, that's a lot.
I was also looking at giant squids. Giant squids can get very, very large. Oh my God, that is an ugly shark. Sorry. What?
So
it looks goofy.
it seemed that the shark had suffocated after swallowing part of the parachute that they were dragging.
Oh, that's sad.
This creature, like the before talked about kraken, remains very elusive in the wild. They have only been around 100 sightings ever of the creature, like ever.
Yeah, I was thinking the giant squid, though, the females can get up to 43 feet long, and the males can get up to 33 feet long.
Yeah,
That's pretty goddamn big. That's the size of a school bus.
yeah.
That's terrifying.
Also, during April of 1955, Proceedings magazine released a story about Commander Venning A. Sherman, who had written about a time when he was called to the bridge of the USS Hale to look at something that was stuck on the stern of the destroyer. They had unknowingly rammed the creature. 40 feet of it was being dragged on the port side of the ship, and the other 12 feet of it was being dragged on the starboard side. It appeared to them to be a very, very large shark. So big that none of them or anybody else had ever seen a shark that had the body length of 50 feet.
Meg.
Uh,
It's a
Sherman
Meg.
Sherman ordered the ship to reverse course, fearing that the creature would get wrapped in the ship's screws.
Mm.
Sherman and his men took a closer look at the creature once it was freed from the ship's bow. The shark was so large that Sherman said he would have been able to sit in its mouth.
It's a megalodon.
Upon returning to shore and doing a little more research, Sherman concluded that the creature was a whale shark.
Oh, those are
Sighting,
pretty cool too.
sightings of them were rare back then because, you know, they didn't have the internet or like.
Yeah, it was. You kind of just. You're
You
like,
heard
oh,
stories.
oh, yeah,
Like
they're so pretty too. They're polka dotted.
stories of the whale shark from sailors and fishermen were told, you know, as legends. Not many had ever really seen one.
I mean, honestly, if it was like the 1700s and I was on a ship and I saw that,
It was
yeah,
the 1950s, but yeah,
okay. Like, I mean, still though, like you said, it's not like we had the advanced technology we've gotten in the
yeah,
last 70 years. So,
yeah. Sometimes the Navy sees things that are not explained by sea life, though, such as UFOs. Uh, and just like the sea animals that pose a threat to the naval security, the UFOs or USOs, they do too.
all right.
Tim Gallaudet, Gallaudet is a retired rear admiral in the U.S. Navy. He released a report saying just that. An ex Navy officer once said that the USOs have shown the ability to go from air to sea seamlessly, that they do not make a splash, nor do they find any crashed debris, and that it is an urgent national security concern.
It's always been an urgent national security concern.
Right.
Anytime something different shows up.
Yeah. Uh, if this happened to be true, then it would mean world changing scientific ramifications.
No, seriously, think about that for a second, though. National security. They're calling these USOs national security.
Right.
Same thing they said about Fred Hampton.
Yep.
Like,
That's true.
he was one of the most dangerous things to the U.S. security. Like, what? Aliens and black people can't be trusted.
In July of 2019, the USS Omaha recorded a UFO that flew close to a naval fleet off the coast of San Diego. It zoomed past them at a high rate of speed before diving down into the ocean and disappearing without a trace. Admiral Tim wrote about the video that was released by Jeremy Corbell, a video that had been verified by the Pentagon, uh, and it showed a UFO that goes from flying in the air to diving into the ocean.
Was it verified by Val?
Maybe.
He was like, "Yep, that's our ship."
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and you can find this video on YouTube, but
Okay. What?
it's Jeremy Corbell was the one who released it, and it was a USO, I guess.
Okay. Thank you.
Tim says that the fact objects with unexplainable characteristics are entering U.S. water space and the Department of Defense is not raising a giant red flag as a sign that the government is not sharing all that it knows about all domain anomalous phenomena.
And yeah, are people surprised that the government isn't telling us what they know?
Right. Tim sent a strong warning message in a 29-page report for the Soul Foundation. I've never heard of the Soul Foundation, but it was a think tank focusing on researching UAPs and their implications. There have been many pilots and credible observers that have seen UFOs pass from atmosphere to sea at high speeds. Military instrumentation has recorded said objects also many times. Yet it should not be possible for any craft to do such a thing. At least us humans haven't been able to make a craft that could, travel from air to sea just like that.
Not yet.
These crafts seem to defy physics. They are far superior in terms of engineering, and I'm sure are made up of some kind of crazy materials that humans have only dreamed of.
Mm-hmm.
Tim says in his report that if humans ever figured them out, and if humans ever figured them out, that it would revolutionize virtually every aspect of human life. Because then we could explore the sea.
So, did you listen to those Sinisterhood episodes?
Mm-mm.
Allegedly, we've already reverse engineered some
Right.
tech.
Yeah. That's I'll put that in there too.
Okay,
Somewhere in here. But
I'm just like, yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah. From air to sea transportation to energy generation and even agriculture would benefit from all of that. He says that researching these UFOs and USOs to meet security and scientific challenges should be a priority. Like we should be on it, but
I think they
I hate
are.
the government.
They're just
they're just not telling us.
They're just not telling us because I don't know. One theory they have in there is that like the government claims that they're like trying to protect us because they don't want like mass hysteria and stuff. But Christy and Heather were like, well, who the fuck gets to make that decision for us though?
That and people nowadays would be like, "Oh, you guys have UFOs? That's great."
Like literally, that's
Like,
what's happened twice this year.
Because
the congressional hearing has happened twice this year. They've literally come out and said, yes, there are UFOs. We have video of UFOs. We have UFO technology that we are reverse engineering. And literally
like,
all of us were like,
who
yeah,
cares?
We know. Like, we're literally like,
could you raise minimum wage?
We know. Also, yeah, we still need like some better pipes in Asheville, and we need some clothes for these people living in tents.
Yeah.
If you could get the aliens to bring us some of that, that'd be fucking great. Can we work together
Right.
here?
Yeah.
Some interspecies socialism. Can we get that going?
For sure.
Like, yeah, we know there's aliens. We already fucking know.
Yeah.
Some of us are not so arrogant to think that humans are the only species that can critically think in this whole fucking galaxy.
Right.
We know we need better shit on Earth.
Yeah.
Okay. Universal health care,
Yeah.
$15 an hour minimum wage, free childcare.
Yeah. The Department of Defense and NASA still hasn't been able to explain what the public has witnessed in Jeremy Corbell's video.
This is the one
They
with the
have no-
jellyfish.
It's the one where it shows a UFO going from air to sea.
Okay. Because there's like one that keeps popping up that's like jellyfish UAP video,
Mm-hmm.
and it almost looks like a creature,
Right.
not a ship.
Yeah.
But I obviously can't like tell the scale of it and everything just from a picture.
Yeah. Again, you can see the video on YouTube. It was released in 2021, but the Department of Defense did not start a group called the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office. Oh wait, they did start a group. Yeah, let me read that again. But the Department of Defense did start a group called the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office. They were assigned the task of researching this phenomenon. So far, the AARO, that's the All Domain Anomaly Research Office. It's AARO for short. Reports have concluded that there are no verifiable evidence of extraterrestrial life.
Bullshit.
Right. They were a scapegoat company.
Y'all can't fucking lie to us.
Right.
Like, goddamn government. Stop. We're not as stupid as you think we are.
Right.
Oh, it makes me so mad that they think we're so ignorant that we're just going to be like, oh, well, the government had this little organization over here that said they're not real, so
Yeah.
let's go on about our lives.
That's so stupid.
Like, no, we know they're real, but also $15 an hour minimum wage, please.
Right. Also, what if the aliens were from here instead of space? Like our friends Leslie and Stephen believe.
Sorry.
Experts have criticized the reports, saying that they are underwhelming of the reports from the AARO, and that they directly conflict with the testimony released by the former intelligence officer David Grush in front of the House Oversight Committee hearing in July 2023. The meeting that you were talking about.
The first one last year.
Right. Grush said that he had knowledge of a secret government-run program, a program that would retrieve crashed UFOs, that the government absolutely has UFO technology, and that they have kept biologics of non-human origins.
Which, like, specify what kind of non-human origins, because a plant can be a non-human origin.
This is true.
A dog.
Germs.
A cat. A cow.
Right.
That was one thing that Christy and Heather were like, what kind of non-human? You say non-human, but there's a lot of non-human out there. So what exactly kind of non-human are we talking about?
Right. He says that they've been doing this since the 1930s and that he knows the exact locations where they are being held. I'm like, show us. I want to find out.
You're one of those people that wants to go like raid Area 51.
Yep. The AARO's report, which lacked any data from NASA, Which, how do you do UFO stuff without talking to NASA?
I don't think NASA is really geared towards what's coming out of space. I think they're more geared towards getting us into
This
space.
is true.
Like, I don't and I guess I don't know, you really think about it, like, are there NASA reports of UFOs?
Yeah, a
Okay.
lot.
I was gonna say there's a lot of military reports and stuff, but I was like,
Right.
I don't know if I've ever heard of NASA reports of UFOs, but
Oh yeah, whenever they first started going into space, they like I forget who was the first one into space. But anyways, when he went up there, he noticed these weird glowing dots all over the capsule, which after doing science and stuff, um, they were determined to be moisture droplets, and they just act weird in space.
mm,
They have like the oxygen in them because water has oxygen in it.
yeah.
It starts to act real funny and glow because of the radiation and like different things in space.
Well,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
So like he was freaking out when he went up there, but then when he came back, they were like, "Oh, it's just this," and he was like, "Oh, okay, I got you."
Right.
But there have been many like other reports of like actual seeing craft and like this. Have you ever seen sprite pictures of Earth?
Sprite pictures?
Yeah, it's like lightning that's above the atmosphere instead of going down into it.
S
Those look real weird in space too, because I mean, they look like they're not down on Earth. They look like they're above it.
that's
So,
interesting.
but anyways, let me find where I was at here.
Sorry.
The AARO's report, which lacked any data from NASA, seemed to just be a report to appease congressional concerns. Uh, but there has been legislative acknowledgement of the potential existence of USOs, although the literature on the subject is few and far between. Tim says there are only a handful of books and scattered accounts by largely non professional researchers, in contrast with the hundreds, perhaps thousands, of books published about UFO sightings in the sky. Tim lists a handful of sources describing USOs, saying that they are luminous orbs, silver and gray discs, and triangular and cigar shaped objects with various lighting configurations.
Okay, sorry to interrupt you again.
Go
I'm
ahead.
looking at a picture of the sprites.
Mhm.
If I saw that shit in the sky, I'd be like, the world's coming to a fucking end. Oh my god. You guys, I had to Google what did I look up? Sprite Earth pictures from space.
Yeah,
Oh, y'all, it's fucking it looks like I don't even know. I guess it's lightning,
yeah, it's like lightning in space.
but it's so creepy. It looks like the aliens are coming.
Yeah,
Like, it looks like the aliens are coming. Oh my god, because it's like red streaks, and then it,
yeah,
like, branches out.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
it's wild.
space lightning.
It's so crazy. Space lightning's cool as shit, but
It is cool.
it's also weird.
um, so there's luminous orbs, silver and gray discs, and triangular and cigar shaped objects with various lighting configurations. And that their movement seems to defy known physical laws. So they like bob and weave and like float. Tim called out the U.S. government and the private sector to invest in a in-depth research on USOs, saying, "quote unquote." Sometime in the near future, the government may start openly researching UFOs to a greater degree than the pre-functional categorization effort underway at the AARO. Uh, when that quote unquote when that occurs, subsequent exploration for UFOs on and under the sea will have the benefit of making new oceanic science discoveries as well. He says that while hunting for USOs or any other structure while under the sea would produce new aquatic life, geological features, and oceanic processes as well. Well, it's basically saying that the ocean needs to be really our number one priority, because we need all that stuff.
What have I been telling you? What have I been telling you for years? We're so focused on what's up there.
Yeah,
We have no goddamn idea what's down in there. But then
yeah,
there's another side of me that's like, while I love that theory, sign me up. I'll go do it. Also, just leave them alone.
right,
Leave them alone. Don't ruin. We've done enough to the ocean.
yeah,
Like, we have done enough. Do we really need to go digging around any deeper?
right.
Like, us as humans, as trash as we are, do we need to be fucking around down there so we
I
can
don't
ruin
know.
the ocean?
That's debatable.
Like, I don't know.
Like, we
No,
really need to take care of our ocean right now, in my opinion, because
we
that's
do.
like what's gonna cause the extinction of humanity.
But for me, it's just like we destroy everything we touch.
Yeah,
Humanity destroys everything it
it does.
touches. Don't be digging in the ocean.
Yeah.
Like, no, no.
Uh, Being an admiral, Tim Gallaudet has had many officers come to him with bizarre stories of UFOs or USOs. One submariner told him of a time when he was on a nuclear submarine. He was underwater in the 1980s. An underwater object came speeding up to the sub and seemingly stopped on a dime. At first, they thought it was a Russian torpedo, you know? They
Hmm.
were like, oh shit,
We're gonna die.
we're gonna die. But then we're confused when it seemed to just stop, uh, which it gives me Red October vibes. I'm like, this crew was traveling at a deep depth during a significant North Atlantic storm. So it was storming, so they had to go deeper.
Hmm.
They went into evasive maneuvers to dodge what they thought was a torpedo. They dove down to crush depth because that was the drill for a torpedo attack at the time. So, like, if you dove down, uh, they would dive down because like it would either throw off the guidance
Hmm.
of torpedoes, or it would just crush it before it got there because of the
Yeah.
pressures. Which
Yeah, if you don't know, the deeper down you go in the ocean, the harder the pressure gets, and it will literally just like
crush it like a
crush
beer
shit
can.
like a can.
Yeah. Uh, this was an older submarine too, so the men were a little nervous
Hmm.
knowing that they were at crush depth. They really believed that they were being attacked, but then when the object stopped, it swung all the way around their vessel to the stern side and then followed them for a while. So, like, it started following them. Then, as fast as it came up on them, it increased in speed and zipped back into the ocean. Yeah.
That's gotta be so terrifying.
Yeah. In the 1980s, there's no technology that could do such a thing.
Mm-mm.
Uh, they were left asking, what was that? And no one could explain on the ship uh, what that could have possibly been.
I don't even think we have that technology now.
Right. Tim also discussed a story that was told by a petty officer on a News Nation program. Uh, the petty officer was aboard the USS Eisenhower and was part of an entire carrier strike group of multiple ships. So, like, they had a fleet of ships.
Mhm.
Um, the petty officer and the senior leadership all witnessed a gigantic UFO in the middle of a strike group. Uh, Now, is there alien life right here on Earth? It's a good question. When we talked to Leslie and Stephen Shaw, they seem to think that this is very much true, and it makes a lot of sense. Uh, one of the best places for aliens to hide or have bases here on Earth would be at the bottom of the sea.
Mhm.
Uh, Maybe one day we'll finally find out.
Yeah, and like Stephen and Leslie had said, it doesn't necessarily have to be at the bottom of the sea. The bottom of the sea
Right,
could just be the entrance.
right,
And like, how much do we really know about the what's in the dirt?
right.
Like, how often do people find caves and cenotes and stuff
I
that
don't know.
like,
I've been watching a bunch of cave videos. They're
yeah,
really interesting
like,
because these things go like miles beneath the earth.
see, you find them really interesting, and I listen to Mr. Ballin, and I've heard many stories of people dying because they get in really tight spaces and
Yeah.
then they can't get out. And I'm like,
Magnus just did one the other day where he
I
went
don't
to
need to go in a cave.
what is it? The Hell's Entrance or
Mm,
something.
mm-hmm.
It's a cave in I want to say California, but
Sounds familiar.
he gets down there and then he starts getting really worried because they're at the bottom of it
Mm-hmm.
and his flashlight's only got like 30 minutes left and he's like, I guess we need to hurry. And I'm like,
No,
"Oh my god, Magnus!" Like,
I might be tempted someday to go down to Kentucky and maybe go like walk around the big part of Mammoth Cave down there.
mm,
But and then y'all seen that movie, The Descent,
yeah,
with the chicks that to go to
yeah.
Spelunking?
He was smart about it though, and he like called and texted several people telling him like where
Where
he
he would be
was,
and stuff, yeah.
and if he didn't answer him in like 12 hours, then call for help.
Send somebody.
Yep,
And then think of like the soccer group. Do you remember the soccer group in Thailand, I think it was, or
yep,
Taiwan?
where they were caving and then it flooded.
And then it flooded and they were stuck in the cave for like 2 fucking weeks or something. Like, no, 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 no. Just no.
Right?
Okay, I'm not claustrophobic like my mother, but I have the thought of the cave thing. No, just no. I would like to go walk around in one that's like big and open, has like a walkway for people to walk through.
Like the
It's like
Linville
light.
Caverns.
Yeah, I'd love to go see that. I've never been there. I've never actually been in a cave
Yeah,
because I have zero fucking desire to do so. But if I knew that there was an entrance to
well,
an interterrestrial civilization
right.
in that cave, that would, those memes of like Pennywise and he's like, I've got something down here, and the bitch is like sliding down into the sewer grate. That's me. They're like, there's a entrance to an alien civilization in that cave. I'm like, all right, guys, let's go. We're leaving this world.
Some of me and my buddies have a theory on that on Devil's Courthouse because that used to be an old cave entrance.
Yeah.
There's caves up there.
Ain't that Judicola's rock?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Which also made me think, like, that's what got me started thinking about it because of the stories of Judicola.
Hmm.
I was like, giants? Wait, they live in a cave? Wait, what?
Hey, see, and the indigenous people consider
Yep,
aliens to be ancestors.
or gods,
I think most
kinda.
of them consider them like our ancestors. Like
Right,
they came before us, and they're
right.
like star people. We're all star
And
people.
that's what got me thinking about it. Like, I was like, man, we should get. And I was talking to my buddies, and my buddy was like, I think I know where the entrance is at. I was like, let's go.
Yeah, right. No, see, that's the one thing. Like we like kind of mesh on. We don't really jive on that because you're all about like what's in the sky, and I'm all about like what's in the ocean. But then you tell me there's aliens in the ocean,
Yeah.
bitch. I'm here for it. Let's go. Let's fucking go. And I 100 believe. I don't. Obviously, I don't believe everything Leslie and Steven said. There were some problematic ideas that they had.
Yeah.
You hear me just going, okay. But yeah, because they were able to link how like interterrestrials are linked to Sasquatches and like all these
Yeah.
other cryptids, and how like This fits over here. It was just, you guys need to go back and listen to it. Like I said, they're
wild.
they're interesting. They're both
pretty cool people, though.
They're both alleged alien abductees.
Yeah.
So obviously you have to be a little not normal.
Yeah, watch it with an open mind.
I'm also not normal. So listen to it, watch it with an open mind. Because I mean, honestly, I was here for it. I was like, that makes sense. Oh,
yeah.
Makes sense. Oh.
Everything they said, we were like, no shit.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh shit. Yeah, it was a good episode. This was a good episode. You got me like, I want to go find some aliens. I'm still looking at the Sprite pictures, though.
The Tim Gallaudet guy, check that guy out, because he's a head of like a bunch of different things that he's trying to find out. Like, he's doing everything he can to find out if the USOs or UFOs are real.
Yeah.
And he's doing it for all the right reasons. Like, he's doing it so that, we can make advancements in
That's what I don't get. Why? He's trying to find out if they're real. We know they're real. Like, why is this still a debate? Like, honestly. And I'm not one of those people that's like, I've never seen it. I don't think I've ever seen a UFO. I've never been abducted by an alien.
Right.
I don't even think I've ever seen like a ghost. Like, shit doesn't happen to me, okay? I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I saw a ghost last night. Oh, I got abducted. I'm not one of those people.
I don't know. You got a picture of one.
Listen, just because I don't see them doesn't mean they're not there, okay? I don't see them because my body has 95% THC in my blood system. So kind of blocks my gifts, because as much as going on in my head right now, I don't need to be seeing fucking ghost people on top of it, okay?
Right.
Sorry, not sorry. I'll deal with my mediumship later. But shit, I forgot where I was going with that. Yeah, I'm not one of those people that like talks about that stuff or goes out and like tries to make a big deal about it, but I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe that they're there. I believe that there are other intelligent species, whether they are inside of the earth or in space.
Yeah.
That are, probably keeping an eye on us, because if they live within the earth, they don't want us blowing up the fucking earth.
Yeah.
Okay. Stop it. And if they live in space, they're like, as much as these people are getting technology to come out in space, it's not going to be long before they try and colonize our planet.
Yeah. It's
like,
true.
Y'all are worried about them. Y'all ever think maybe they're worried about us?
Yeah.
They've been watching us colonizing and fighting wars and murdering
and doing all kinds of bad shit.
All kinds of terrible shit. Y'all think we need to be worried about them?
Right.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Y'all go watch Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is on is it on Max?
I think so, yeah.
It was either on Max or Disney. We watched it last night, and you'll understand why I'm going to be going a lot, because it feels good. All right. Was that the end of it, Bill?
Yeah, that's all I got.
That was pretty good, man.
Kind of shorter, but
I don't think it was too short. That was really, really good. Oh, shit. It's almost an hour.
It's interesting. That's for sure.
It's very interesting. I'm fascinated by it. I wish I could go, alien guys, can take me to the ocean.
I could have went more in depth with it, but that's what I found for the most part on it.
That's pretty good, I'd say. Unless you like get into the whole congressional hearing and everything.
Yeah.
It's a lot to sift through, because it's like days of testimony.
I was kind of steering away from that, because that's, more on just UFOs.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a piece more on the underwater part of them.
Yeah. But if you're interested in hearing about those congressional hearings, like I said, go listen to the last 2 episodes of Sinisterhood. They get real in depth with it. These chicks, they just go hard. They go hard. It's like 3 hours.
Wow.
Total between the 2 episodes, I'm pretty sure. So it's a lot of information, and it's very fascinating.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, thanks for joining us this week, and we will see you guys in 2025.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Love you.
Love you. See you. Bye.